I was just going to say that I have prepared myself physically and vocally for this game tonight because I ate a nice stuffed crust pizza, washed it down with a Dr. Pepper,
Ooh.
Followed that with an ice cream sandwich.
Jeez.
So the consistency of my saliva is whole milk right now.
Damn, boy!
Roughly like a good fat-free Greek yogurt.
Chunky.
So what you're saying is you had the meal that every 10-year-old eats.
It's true.
You are becoming Rickett.
Hi, my name is Jacob Massoletti, and you're listening to the Sins of the Father podcast.
Alright, you cats ready?
Meow.
Meow.
Hey, can y'all hear a lot of sound disturbance in the background
No.
of my audio?
You seem pretty clear.
Okay, good. Because I have the window open because, one, this room gets hellishly hot, and two, the sugar glider makes this room stink to high hell.
Yeah, sugar don't smell great.
Yeah. So that window is open right now. But if y'all hear like neighborhood dogs barking or somebody killing somebody in my backyard, let me know. I'll close the window.
Then we'll have to scrap this
good.
recording because the police will need it as evidence.
Yeah, you're right, actually.
Not if Marlowe strikes it from the editing.
Strike it from the record.
Yeah!
It never happened. Snap.
Like that other incident we don't talk about.
Which one?
Wink.
Can we talk about it real quick?
Can we talk about it?
Wink.
I'm gonna be like making lots of like very breathy noises and sneezing and coughing, so like it won't affect you guys.
You know, maybe Avalia's getting sick. It's pretty damp down here.
Yeah.
Is it dank?
No.
Dank and damp.
It's damp and moist.
Why do you sound that way?
Moist.
Do you need tea?
I don't think it's gonna be too bad. It's not that different from my normal voice. So
Just a little more
You're
nasally.
gonna start talking like Avalia.
oh,
Why do you laugh like a prospector? Like,
Why is that so accurate? Spot on!
Well.
Well, hell. Hey,
There's gold in that river.
Hey, do your thing. Like, start the episode without me, because my son just pooped and I am going to go change him real quick. But don't let me slow down this
like how he has a
session even
sixth
more.
sense about his kid pooping.
Yeah.
Dad, I pooped! Dad!
Hello, baby!
Baby, go boom boom!
Where do we leave off? giant empty knoll, big door in front of you that opened.
Yeah. Radical.
And then you guys were going to take a rest, yes?
Probably because I have one health.
Yeah, you guys kind of got rocked in a boss fight.
Yeah, we got rocked.
I should start my timer, actually.
That is a good idea, too. I swear we've recorded together
audience.
before, guys.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Copyright strike.
It was 3 words. Calm down.
DMCA.
You guys are racking up the felonies right now. Yeah, pretty much.
Recording all of this.
Alright, listen here, you're an accomplice.
You guys are the worst.
The worst.
So yes, you guys, seemingly safe enough, set up a campfire of some sort.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Have a nice night under the stars.
Are there stars?
There are.
Because we're in a freaking labyrinth.
Yes, but there are stars in this big grassy
Oh.
knoll you're in.
So
Interesting.
at the end of last episode, I know Vartosh was having like a kind of existential crisis, right? Because the combat went so poorly for him, or something.
That's right.
It was
Rick
it
has
was
my
it was like 90% Vartosh
Yeah.
and like 10% Kristen just hating his dice because they didn't work.
I mean, kind
They
of.
really didn't. Like,
I
why?
missed everything and failed every saving throw. Oh, that was rough.
But hey, you guys did your thing. You were a cohesive party for the first time.
True.
The only other time there was that much teamwork was when you guys murdered a hobgoblin in a library.
Hey, I was not in that, actually.
You know, we really throw around this M word a lot.
You are wanted
yes.
for murder
Yep.
in that city,
It's true.
which
Good
is
thing I
called.
don't even like cities.
Caravel.
There you go.
In hindsight, I'm sorry for ruining your entire city as a potential setting.
It's okay, we get to revisit it for another, 5 seconds while we were doing the
The
crossover.
start of the crossover.
We got to explore the same part of the city that we'd already explored. It's fine.
Ride the chain up, go into the library, walk down the hallway.
Yep. Literally the same.
Ta-da!
That's all you need to know about
Audience, if
Caravel.
you haven't
It's
listened
fine.
to our crossover with the Misconceptions podcast, check the link in
yeah,
the description to our playlists.
Totally. Definitely should.
I forget there's people listening sometimes, which is maybe how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
charm of it, honestly. Which is funny because I feel like it's so curated. Because, I edit, and, I mean, not that I cut out what people say, but, I edit things and stuff, but then,
Wow. You censor me?
never. Would never do that to you.
You probably should, let's be honest.
We should start in the middle of sessions just randomly saying somebody in the Discord's name. That'd be really funny.
Just be like, I see you, so-and-so, typing in the chat.
Yes.
Quit censoring my radical political ideas, Marlo. I'm trying to reach our audience.
So we are long resting, yes?
Yes.
Coolio.
Nice camp under the stars as David speaks into his microphone to apologize for blowing his nose.
I'm still gonna have a level of exhaustion because I still haven't eaten anything.
Oh, yeah! I forgot about
Yeah.
that, too.
That is why you did so poorly. Now I remember. You have a level of exhaustion. That's
Yeah, but
why.
that doesn't actually affect combat. It only affects abilities checks.
And
Currently.
what was the thing that hurt you so much throughout the whole combat? Failing
That's a saving
an ability.
throw.
Failing the ability check to not get murdered.
We remembered that
Sure.
Rickett has Vartosh's gun, David.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, that is true. It is tucked into my boot.
And that we have taken a long rest.
Yes, you are.
We took a long rest.
Just
are
now.
doing a
We
long
are taking
rest
a long
now.
rest.
That's right, starting the episode with a long rest. We've done it before, we'll do it again.
Don't even
Right
try
on.
me. I'll do it again. I'll do it again. So I think Yavalia, after seeing Vartosh have that moment, would probably come to him and try to talk to him. I don't know how well that's gonna go, but she's gonna try.
Sure.
So, I don't know if, like, before everybody goes to sleep, or maybe, like, I don't know, does he sleep? I mean, I guess you have to if you do a long rest?
He sleeps.
Okay. So then before.
He does not need more levels of exhaustion.
I mean, he's probably gonna anyways, because he's gone like 2 days without eating.
Right. So Yavalia, as she rolls out her bedroll, looks over at Vartosh and has kind of like been like thinking like he's obviously struggling, and like walks over timidly and like looking at the ground says,
Hey, Vartosh, are you okay?
I'm fine.
I don't think you are. I mean, you kind of got upset there, and we're all going through a lot, and I want to check in.
I'm useless as always. It doesn't matter.
You're not useless.
I am. I did nothing in that fight.
You are the one who snuck back in the library and got us that picture that got us on the boat. You shot off a major shot at that Kruthic and broke its armor. This time didn't go good, and that's okay, but, I think you're incredibly useful, and I think that you're great in your own way. And last time just went bad.
Say what you like. My mother was right. I'll never be like my father. I'm not worth it.
He just rolls over and stops talking.
she like crouches down and says,
You don't have to talk to me, but hear me out. I've been thinking a lot about grown-ups, and I think they make a lot of mistakes. And if your mom said that to you, well, she's wrong. Because you've been a jerk sometimes, but I'm really glad you're here.
and then she gets up and walks away.
As she does, as he hears her leaving, he kind of just turns his head over his shoulder, looks at the rest of the party, and then just slumps again and goes to sleep.
My sweet jerky lizard boy, don't do this.
I was just gonna say sorry. I missed the the setup of the scene. Like, are we cuddled around a fire, or like how? What is camp right now?
You guys set up a campfire in the knoll,
Grassy
Okay.
spelled with a K, not a G.
Not with a G.
Regular knoll.
Okay.
Regular knoll.
Regular knoll. Rickett has a one of his fiction books out, and is reading by the camp light. Or I guess, the campfire light. I think he is stretched out on his belly with like his feet crooked up behind him, like absently just waddling back and forth as he's reading. And he's just turning the pages and just kind of just reading before bed.
Yabo is already passed out. Went to sleep cuddling his maul.
It's understandable. Yabo did a lot of screaming and swinging.
Yeah. Yabo
That
did
thing's
the most
huge.
physical exertion.
And with that, you you all drift away into a sweet sense of safety.
Of dark foreboding.
And the night passes. Night. Quotations. Your sleep passes without interruption.
Vartosh is gonna wake up a little before everyone else, and he's gonna go over to where Ricket is sleeping and just kind of rifle through his bag and find his gun. And then he's gonna sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Vartash's gun is actually in Ricket's boot, and I think it is still in Ricket's boot.
Okay, well then he's going to attempt to steal his gun out of Ricket's boot.
Just take
I think
the whole boot.
Ricket kind of like, I was just gonna say, I think Ricket like fell asleep like on the open face of his book, and his feet are just laid out behind him, and you can like see the handle of the gun coming out of his boot.
Okay. Yeah, so he's gonna try to grab it without waking him up.
Give me a sleight of hand check.
A sleight of hand.
I feel like.
You don't gotta be too stealthy. This
Have you
man-
rolled a lot of sleight of
Hey,
hands?
24.
Wow.
Look at that.
Oh man!
There's something I'm good at.
New day.
Is Ricket gonna
Literally-
think he lost the gun?
Literally my highest ability check. Okay. So yeah.
An ability check, you say?
Oh, you're right. I forgot.
roll
You're,
a
you're right.
Bring
No,
your
you're right.
restige.
You're right. 15 on the lower end.
Ricket, what's your passive perception? Like a 2?
Bad. It is 10.
Okay. Cool. So yeah.
So you managed to sneak up and just very gingerly grab the handle of your pistol, and without even jostling the boot, slide the barrel out.
Nice. Yeah. He just kind of takes a long look at it, and then walks as far away from them as he can while still in vision of him. And he's just gonna start, I don't know, taking pot shots at something.
So everyone else, out of your slumber, are awakened by this loud crack of some thunderous force that almost echoes in the knoll you're in.
Leap to my feet. We're under attack! Ricket! Get up! I pop him in the ribs with the butt of the maul.
jumps.
Get up!
Ricket jumps up.
What?
And he starts searching his boots for the gun.
They took it. They took it.
Wait.
Like I look and like rub sleep from my eyes and look and see Vartosh.
He's back, y'all.
Is there like sunlight or something?
Yeah.
There is? Okay. Cool. Yeah, you just see like in the distance the silhouette of Vartosh with his hands up with the gun, just bang, bang. And as the sun rises over the horizon.
Very heroic.
What is that noise? It's Vartash's pistol. I do not know what this is.
The gun he was using to fight?
Oh, that!
One of his main weapons?
What'd you call it?
A pistol.
That word? Oh. This word is new to Yabo.
That's fair.
So everybody gets up and starts moving around. Evalia starts rolling up her bedroll. We have any rations? Still?
Don't ask me. You're
The
the ones with
monkey meat?
inventories.
Oh, the monkey meat.
Do we
cursed
is that
monkey
still
meat.
good? How long have we had that?
It's cooked.
Of course it's good. Yabo made it.
But it's been unrefrigerated for longer than 4 hours, so
That's
temperature-controlled meat is no longer good
It's
after that.
fine.
Look at you, food science
What
boy.
are you talking about? You are always talking nonsense.
Uvalle's gonna eat it.
Oof. I think Ricket's gonna eat it too. Against David's better judgment.
They probably had better gut bacteria in this sort of era.
You're not wrong.
On this uninhabited island where the monkeys just roam free till one of them got speared by an evil child with murderous intent.
Again with that M word.
You should hear it during the
man.
crossover. They were really giving me the once-over on that. I really wish you had been there to share some of
it
that
was-
judgment.
It was good. That moment with Vartosh just being like, look what you did. It's like, oh.
Esther was just like, quit.
Uh-huh. It was great. Anyways.
And the one most to blame wasn't even there.
Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent.
So yeah, you get your camp all packed up, back to normal. Bartosz was, just casually shooting away at something, nothing.
Basically.
And the only exit you can see is this large, ominous door that is open. 2 giant sigils have been lit over it, and there's that soft, familiar mist seeping out of it.
Okay. Ricket,
Yes.
you can see the future, yes?
Well, I would not put it that grandly.
Well, what
I
happens
get
if we go through this
glimpses.
door?
I don't know.
Ricket, just look. Look into the future and tell me.
What'd you get on your portent rolls?
You want to know? You want to know what those
Of course I want to
spicy
know.
portent rolls are? A 19 and a 6.
Ooh, those are great.
Wow.
Spicy. I've
That's
never
like
rolled
exactly
more
what
than
you
a
want.
10.
Those are great things that you want, though.
I've never
That's a
rolled more than a
fantastic-
10.
Yeah, a really good and a
no,
really bad.
I'm just gonna use them on someone who's trying to kill me.
Yep.
It doesn't matter what you roll on portent, it has a use.
That's true.
Unless
Especially if
it's
you have a
10.
DM who gets really fired up about like getting crits and like lets people know that he critted. You're
Where
like,
you're
haha.
like, hey there.
I mean,
Calm yourself.
you
Okay.
kind of got to if they've got portent. You have to somehow let them know that like this is a pretty big nasty hit,
Yeah.
Juicy.
because you don't want to have to roll all that damage and then him be like, no, I don't think you did.
I don't think you did. Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, Ricket. Let's go.
Well, hold on a second. I don't. What do these sigils mean?
I just start walking towards the door.
Yabo, stop!
I stop just at the edge of it, plant the head of my maul on the ground, and lean over the end of it, the end of the handle, and make a big show out of being really annoyed at sitting there waiting on him.
We need to figure out what these sigils mean.
You're gonna try and
Well,
decipher these
Ricket?
sigils.
Figure it out!
I will try to decipher these runes. And I'm going to roll my nice Ricket dice. Is this a Arcana?
Yes.
Okay, then it's a 9.
You are unfamiliar with what these symbols stand for. As it stands.
Wasn't there... Didn't we... Didn't we pass through a door that had those, like, up there at the top? They weren't all lit up, aren't they? Now 2 are lit up?
So, yes, it's been a minute. When you guys... At the gate, the entrance to the labyrinth. Big door, 3 unlit symbols. Then, once you had your first encounter with the goat man entity thing that asked the questions, 1 symbol lit up. You had this big fight, 2 symbols have lit up.
And how many are there total?
3.
There's 3? Okay. Cool.
Ricket! There are 3 lights. We did 2 things, and 2 of the lights lit up. We need to do the 3rd thing. That means we go through the door. Ricket! I thought you were the smart one.
I am aware of the correlation, Yabo. I just thought it might be better to be prepared and know what the 3rd sigil means.
Okay, Ricket. I appreciate your wisdom in the matter.
Ricket, you feel a rough hand on your shoulder. And Vartosh just kind of walks up, placing his hand on your shoulder.
For once, I agree with Yabo. We need to go. Our fathers are ahead, and... well, we don't want to lose them.
And I think behind them, you see this, and Yvali is like,
Oh my god, he's being nice.
It's working! It's working!
Very well. Let's go.
Okay! Everyone listens to Yabo for once.
It's only a hunger delirium. Don't get over yourself.
Everybody's listening to Yabo now. We go through the door. We find our fathers on the other side, I am sure. Let's go.
yeah, so we're going through that door.
Off I go.
That's right.
So,
Nunu guide
as
us.
you all... That's true. Nunu is still...
Blessed Nunu, guide us.
She's the bard, folks.
Yes.
As the
Praise
party...
be... Sorry, go ahead.
Let's keep interrupting Jackson with fake Nunu hymnals.
As the party steps through the large gate, you go from that warm summer breeze temperature to a much colder feeling as you can visibly now see your breath. As you all step through back into the labyrinth. The large door slamming behind you and disappearing.
Ricket, I understand that you cannot see the future, but you could not have at least felt that it was going to be a little bit colder where we were going! It's freezing!
Ricket is like in the middle of the pack, just like shivering, holding his arms to his chest, and just like
about to lose it.
So, did we step into, like, we're back in the stone labyrinth?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
But it's colder than it was the last time? Is that what
Yes.
you're kind of implying?
The
Okay.
temperature has changed.
Gotcha.
Looking behind you, you see endless straight hallway that drifts off past your vision. And in front of you, you see a fork in the paths.
It's a weird place for a fork.
Where's the spoon?
Oh, that makes me
You're
so
ready for
hungry.
the lich that's just gonna drop down.
No!
That's what you get.
Do I still have my... I've totally still got my death dog pelts, right? Did something happen that would make
It's
me not
still
have
in
those?
your
I'm trying to remember.
inventory.
You'd be hanging on to
Yeah.
it.
Oh, yeah! Okay, let's bring those fetid, disgusting things out. A little damp. Dude, it's cold!
Okay.
Alright, I'm wrapping up. I'm gonna offer one to Evalia. Here! You are very small. You should bundle up.
That looks yucky, Yabo.
I don't see any other coats around here! This is not the time to be picky!
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Take it and, like, put it on.
I need a bath.
Anyone looking at this interaction, Evalia included, Yava wouldn't notice it. Just the filth on these pelts. If you could see, like, smell waves, like stink coming off of something, it would be this pelt.
That's horrible.
I cast Smell-O-Vision.
Your senses are overloaded with smelly.
You are filled with immediate and powerful regret.
All the regrets.
So yes, 2 paths in front of you, and 1 straight path behind you.
Okay. Is there anything that would make
No.
either way stand
They
out at
look
all? Any
Identical.
tracks,
They look-
markings?
Like the same stonework and masonry that this entire labyrinth is made of. It is all just identical slabs, no etches, no scratches, anything.
Okay. I'm gonna walk to the fork and walk like a few feet into the one on the left and just stop and just give it a good sniff.
You smell Death Dog pelt.
One moment. I'd take it off and lay it on the ground and walk another few feet forward.
You take another deep breath and you smell just the damp, wet air.
Okay. Now I go over to this side. What does it smell like over here?
You take a deep breath and you smell the damp, wet air.
Yes.
Yabo saw this coming, but Yabo has another plan. Yabo will go to the other one over here, okay. Walks to the path behind us, walks like past everyone like 10 or 20 yards. Kind of takes like a nervous look over his shoulder, like, I hope this works. Okay.
You take a deep breath and you smell the damp, wet air.
The suspense! The suspense!
The so deadpan answering is killing me. So,
Hey! Guys! I think this way smells different! We should go this way!
Yabo, we're not going back the way we came.
But the door is gone, it's not the same way!
Not?
The door is gone.
Is it
Could
just
be, who knows? It's just labyrinth.
It's just
All
labyrinth!
labyrinth.
In times like this, I love to make the suggestion of the most hated thing to do. We could split the party. Would kids not make that stupid choice? They did it every time in Scooby-Doo.
But this sounds like a terrible idea.
Totally meta right now, but yeah. But you know, how committed are we to being in character?
Which of
All
us
right.
dies now?
Oh, man.
Alone and cold. Who dies?
All of you. To assume it's not all of you.
Yapo is going to try this way. Wait! Is Nunu in here?
And Nunu! How tall are the walls?
I forget the exact measurement, but they were like towering over you past how high you guys could see.
And Nunu! Go up there and take a look!
Nunu answers and then flies up out of your vision.
Nunu! Nunu, you went too far!
Seconds pass into minutes.
Do you think it is coming back?
There's no answer.
Oh no. He's probably off hunting or something now. Not the right time for this, Nunu. Okay. I would like to go this way.
Okay, Yaba wants to go this way, but which way is that?
The bottom of the Y.
It's going backwards.
Okay.
The third one
Yeah.
I sniffed. That I'm pretending sniffed differently.
Okay.
Alright. Normally I wouldn't agree with going backwards, but we don't have any other leads. This place seems very much different than what we would expect. So, maybe we should follow Yabo's intuition.
I guess, yeah.
We don't have any other reason.
Okay. Let's go.
I mean, there's no difference between these two, so let's go.
So yeah, we go down the Y. Yeah,
We go down the
part.
the base of the Y.
We're going downtown like Lester Brown.
They thank you for your visit and hope you enjoyed the swimming pool.
Oh my god.
Nobody's gonna do it?
That one kind
Wow.
Nobody's gonna say, young man.
Just up the ground, I said.
Vartash!
Why you feeling so down? I said, Vartash.
I didn't get that. That was a YMCA joke.
Welcome.
The Y. Yeah. Welcome to the conversation.
Yeah. I mean, it all comes together now. But I was like, man, they are all getting this pop culture reference that I just don't understand.
Don't you know that you are a useful member of this group?
Now you know what it feels like to be Tessa, David.
Oh my gosh.
Shot.
That was a
fired.
direct
How the turns
attack.
have tabled.
I didn't mean it negatively. I'm just telling you. Now you know.
Oh, I know. Well then.
Now I have a
Misconceptions
deeper
Podcast
understanding.
Network. Civil War.
Yes. All right.
All right. Let's
So-
get it. Still no Nunu? Just checking in?
Still no Nunu.
No.
What? Dude, this is straight up concerning.
Nunu flew up out of vision.
I'm a worried boy.
Fair enough.
Okay, anyway, alright. Nothing we can do about it. Actually, I'm gonna turn around. Hey, Nunu! If you are listening, we are going down! I don't know which way, I can't see the sun, but we are going down! Okay?
So, who's in the front?
I
Well, I guess me.
He can take the most damage, so yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Bro.
We're following his intuition at this point.
Wait, did he pick up his death dog pelt again?
I didn't, but I've got another.
Okay.
I'm way
There's
too,
now
like,
a stinky death dog belt
evidence of our passing.
left in the labyrinth.
Hopefully it's a
Keep it
timeless
stinky.
labyrinth, and, like, it's just there forever. And anybody who comes across is gonna
Exactly
find
as it is right now.
Yeah. this exact stage of decomposition.
They're gonna find it and be like, "What the?"
Or be really happy because it's freaking cold in here.
They're not gonna be happy.
Then they see it and they just turn around. They're like, "Nope, nope," and you just guide them to go down the path you guys went.
That's
nope,
right.
Not going that
I didn't
way.
think about that. Yeah, no one's going to
Which
go
is
down
the
the
right
right death dog skin.
It is a path of which there
Awesome.
are many.
Beautiful. Wonderful.
Nice.
Hello, friends, and welcome back to episode 14 of Sins of the Father. I'm your dungeon master, Jackson Chandler. You're not buying that? Actually, I'm your friendly neighborhood editor, Marlo Bogus.
And the voice of Yuvalia. Hey, how's it going?
I'm here because I forgot to ask Jackson for show notes before he fell asleep tonight, and I'm editing the night before the episode comes out, so that's who I am as a person. I've come to accept it. On to announcements. Thanks to our lovely patrons, we met our previous Patreon goal of $500 and got our website up and running. Hop on over to misconceptionspod.com and check out the merch we have up. There's some cast bios and pictures. It's a really great website. It looks real clean, real nice. Check it out. We've also added a new benefit to our $30 and up Patreon tier. At this level, patrons will receive a monthly 10% off coupon that they can use every month in our merch store. Our next goal is $900 a month, and we're hoping to up our cast members' pay. So consider backing. We'd be ever so grateful. If you're enjoying our show, please give us a review over on iTunes. Reviews help us a ton, and if you send us a copy of the text of your review to misconceptionspod@gmail.com, you can receive a free Sins of the Father decal. That's right, free, no charge. And they really are nice, I gotta say. I don't know why more people aren't doing this, because, free sticker. I won't keep you any longer. Let's get back to the episode.
All right. Marching.
And you march. Still no signs of Nunu. As minutes pass, walking down this hallway. There's no change in the temperature. No changes in direction. You are walking in just this straight line. And then you all start to notice the labyrinth walls used to be far enough apart that you had a good amount of wiggle room and could even squeeze two people side by side. But you are now much less comfortable as the walls seem to be closer in as you're walking, almost touching your shoulders.
And it seems to be gradually getting smaller.
Perhaps.
Okay. Yabo stops dead after he realizes this and goes, "Okay. We have been together for quite some time, and I feel comfortable sharing this with all of you. Yabo does not like tight, close spaces. I really don't. I was born under the open night sky, and that is where I like to be. Being closed in makes me feel very uncomfortable. I just thought I should tell you before it becomes an issue. There, I said it. You can make fun of me for being weak. Do whatever you like."
I don't think you're weak.
Thank you, Ricket. Okay, we go.
You're stronger than I am.
He turns back and looks him dead in the eyes and goes, "Not in all things." And keeps going.
All these positive affirmations from these sweet children, it's wonderful.
So wholesome. And what started as just discomfort, Yabo, as the march continues onward, you begin to feel the stone walls actually touching your shoulders as it gets tighter and tighter walking down this hallway. And then it opens up into a small room. Very plain, except you notice on the far end, as each of you squeezes out into this room, roughly an area of 25 feet. At the far end of the room, you see 3 chairs. 2 of these chairs, you can see some sort of humanoid figure or shape, shadow, slumped over in the chairs. But one of the chairs is empty.
He, look kind of dead, or?
You could get closer.
Is that the only thing in this room?
I don't like the way you said that at all.
That's the only thing you see in this room is 3 chairs on the opposite side
So
of
it's
the
just
wall.
like a dead-end room, 3 chairs, and 2 figures slumped over in 2 of them.
Yes, the first 2, from the left to right, the first 2 you see like silhouetted shapes of someone or something
Facing
sitting
away
in
from
these
us
chairs.
or towards
and
us?
then the last one facing towards you, and then the last one is empty.
Is the room dark? Is that why they're kind of silhouetted, or?
Yes.
Okay. Ricket, can you give us some light? Light.
Of course. Lutney.
Cool, sweet sound effect.
Boing.
As this
Boing.
orb of light forms itself in front of you, and you see, you didn't see it before, but standing behind the middle chair is that large lumbering shape of the hooded figure you met in the first grove. And in the 2 chairs, you see the first chair is someone wearing their face is obscured by some kind of wrapping or mask, and they are wearing what seems to be more just cheaper peasant style clothing, just a very simple tunic, nondescript pantaloons and boots. And in the middle chair is someone of a much more, just like the first one, the face is covered, fancier garbs, embellishments, shining jewelry, and then this empty chair.
It seems you might be missing a guest.
As you say that, you see behind the hooded figure, the wall itself, bits of stone seem to be shifting and moving.
You don't have to go and get all
As-
upset about it.
Behind it is revealed that same large iron gate with the 2 symbols lit up at the top, the third one still dim.
When Ricket saw the hooded figure, he kind of shied behind his teammates because the last time he encountered this person, they were not kind to Ricket. So he kind of shies away from being at the front of the pack.
As you shy away and this light kind of shifts in the room, you see that unlike the first hooded figure you approached, who had no visible weaponry and didn't give off any kind of malicious intent, this one you see is holding a small ornate knife in one hand, and the hooded cloak it wears is a different color than the first one. The ominous voice echoes out into the room. And it says, "A choice must be made.
A choice in what way?
The door will remain sealed until blood is drawn." It takes its hand and moves it over the peasant garbed individual. They didn't react to the light or anything. They seem to almost be frozen. As it hovers its hand, this man, loved by his entire village, with a loving family. Unbeknownst to him, he carries the very plague that will wipe it out if he arrives back at home. Then it puts its hand over the middle one. This man, a king amongst men, will bring years, centuries, if not decades, of prosperity to the lands, but in his final moments will bring about a calamity. And then it puts its hand over the third space. One of you. Willing to make that sacrifice.
So these two sacrifice themselves, and one of us has to sacrifice ourselves?
It pulls the knife up and kind of it glints in the light. You must choose who dies, as it points to the 3 seats. One of these 3.
Why not you?
It doesn't respond.
You come in here making these ridiculous commands. Why not you?
Yeah, I'm with Yabo here. This is kind of a sick game. Maybe you deserve to die.
Creature steps forward from behind the chairs and lurches a little more forward into the room, its face ever shrouded in darkness from your light. And brandishing the knife out, it turns the blade around and sticks the hilt towards the party.
How far away is he?
About 15 feet.
I'm gonna take a few timid steps with like kind of false bravado forward and go about halfway.
Yeah, Varshosh is stepping forward with you.
I'm gonna get close enough to tap the hilt with the bottom of my the shaft of my maul.
And it makes this very soft ting.
I want to try to tap his hand.
Tap on its hand. It doesn't even move.
Contact though,
from
like
the
corporeal.
Yes, you make physical contact with the tap.
Okay.
So you said blood has to be spilled.
And it responds, "Blood of the innocent."
Vartosh is going to take the dagger from his hand. And he's just going to run it across his hand and then squeeze it, and blood is just going to drip down.
And there's that wince of pain as you cut open a wound. You all watch this happen. And with a light squeeze, you can see it start dripping more rapidly from his hand onto the cold stone floor. And as it begins to pool, you see it creeping into the cracks in the stone before a soft light appears. And you watch it, almost like water flowing through a ravine, across the stone in the cracks and creases to the door itself. and the third sigil lights up.
I didn't expect that to actually work, but cool.
Wow, yeah, I'm surprised. I was like, oh man, I think you gotta kill yourself. I think you gotta end it all right here.
The knife disappears from your hand
Aww.
as, looking at the figure, it steps to the side in a welcoming gesture to the gate, and you see that the 3 chairs are gone. And it says, "You have displayed the 3 traits of heroes past." As the first sigil hums, "Clever of mind and inquisitive." The second one hums, "Brave of heart and courageous." And the third one hums, "Seeing the value in every life." You may enter the City of Heroes.
That's got a nice ring to it.
Yeah, it does.
As the figure fades into the mist, dissolves.
Yabo turns around and looks at Bartosh and just gets like this just like really small little grin on his face and just starts nodding his head and claps him on the shoulder and just looks at him and just keeps nodding.
Ow.
Is he still bleeding?
Yeah.
Hold on. I have a spell. There's a spell for that.
You're not gonna use a spell slot for this because I'm not making him take damage from that.
Right.
Okay.
It's more of a role play.
Okay.
You could use your magic abilities without casting a spell slot.
Yeah, Yuvalia walks over and claps Vartosh on the back, and then as he's got his hand out looking at it, she puts her hand on his, and this glow of magic comes out, and she hums, and it heals up.
Okay.
We make a pretty good team, I think.
How big is the opening? Can we all 4 walk through at the same time?
Yes.
Okay. I think we should
Shoulder to shoulder.
let's all get on the threshold. Gabo's gonna gather everybody at the threshold, and grab a hand in each of his hands, and say on 3. 1, 2, 3. We all step forward, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you all step forward over this threshold, the door slams shut behind you. In pitch black. And then, almost overwhelmingly, bright light that is almost blinding. And as your eyes adjust, you see that this isn't the light of the natural sun. As you see these magical apparatus giving off what seems to be daylight. And looking past them, you see this large, sprawling city shining and shimmering in these exotic metals as you notice the floor under you even is no longer that stone plating. And as your eyes follow up, looking, you didn't see it at first, as over the towering buildings and structures, you see that some of them have been worn with age and been almost destroyed, it looks like. You see what looks to be this dark shape over the city as a large crashing tentacle smashes through one of the buildings.
Why is it always a tentacle?
Oh boy.
As you feel, or you see, even from this distance, those large, sickly yellow eyes lining this mass of just hatred and darkness as it is destroying the city.
Can we find cover?
Yeah.
Are we close enough that this
There's-
is like immediate threats?
You're not. It doesn't seem to be outwardly attacking you,
Okay.
but in its wanton destruction, it is hazardous to be standing not near cover. Out in the
Okay.
open, not. It would be hazardous to stand out in the open.
From this distance, can we see anyone standing against
Yeah.
it? Like anybody fighting it? See spells
Yeah,
slinging
yeah.
or anything?
From where you are, you don't quite notice anything immediately. Give me a perception check.
Ooh, 20. That's a dirty 20.
Nice.
You do see,
Nice.
as all of you begin darting towards cover, as debris and rubble is flying through the air, you catch out the glimpse of what seems to be this very bright blue bubble that you're not sure, it might even be at the base of this creature. And around it, you can barely make out the silhouettes of figures, as there's a familiar goldish purple arcane glow coming off of one of the figures, almost in musical notes.
I think they're here. I think they're fighting it now.
Our dads?
I think so. That's my dad. I know him anywhere.
Then we have to go.
Let's help them.
We are finally here. Be strong.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And there's just that heroic shot of the 4 children running down this street as the camera zooms out into this just massive city. And on the farthest end away from them is this great entity of pure evil and malice. But you can see the faintest of light at its base, fighting back. End of episode.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode. Next episode will be released on June 28th. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter at Sins of the Pod. If you'd like to email us, you can reach us at misconceptionspod@gmail.com. Did you know we have a Discord? There you can chat directly with cast members and other fans about the shows on our network. The shows on our network are truly a labor of love, but they do cost money to make. If you'd like to help us out, you can find us on the Misconceptions Patreon. There are tons of tiers, lots of great rewards, and any little bit helps. But $5 and up gets you access to our patron-only feed, where you can listen to us playing tons of other games with different cast members, new people, different characters, different systems. It's a lot of fun, and it's definitely worth the $5. Sins of the Father is an actual play podcast using the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition role-playing game by Wizards of the Coast. The Sins of the Father theme song was composed by Aaron Wharton. You can find more of his music at aaronwharton.net. Sins of the Father is part of the Misconceptions Podcast Network. You can find our website at www.misconceptionspod.com. That's it for today, folks. And as Jackson would say, keep rolling crits. Well, now that's done. I've got to go return some videotapes.
dude, that last image was so rad. Oh man, that sounded rad.
Dang.
Oh man.
No one has the MVRP point.
I'm gonna put it down. I'm gonna put it down already. I'm gonna start and say
Dude, that's
Vartosh.
true.
I gotta give it to Vartosh this time.
Yeah,
But
let's do it.
For your radical self-loathing.
Yes, I love it. Absolutely love it.
That's true.
It's not really self-loathing. It's inherited loathing.
Aw.
Your high-grade angst.
Yes, high-grade angst. Good enough.
Yeah, I like it. I like negative personality traits and like emotions are kind of hard to to even want to do, and then B to do well. So yeah, I like it. I throw my hat in that ring.
Yeah, I was going back and forth between Marlo and Ivalia and Vartash, because I really liked Ivalia being, the big sister to Vartash and encouraging him and helping him through and saying all the things she said. But I also really liked Vartash's little character development moments here, and I think we also got to see a little bit more into his past and his history and his family, with the comment he made about his mom. So
yeah, I was going to give
I'll give it to Vartash too.
I think that she just definitely developing a kind of like a mom friend vibe, but not in a typical way. So she's kind of, I don't know. I really like the way that Ivalia is evolving. So
lots of compassion.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's really good.
But she's the oldest of however many kids, so
Right.
I think she's always kind of
makes
been
sense.
that person. So it's a natural role for her, but in the best way possible.
Yeah.
I was also gonna give it to Vartash, but not to steal the spotlight from him for a second. What happened to Nunu?
Honestly,
Oh
though.
God!
What
Honestly.
happened?
If we
Where's
had
Nunu?
more, if like we, we're gonna like do a little bit more once we got in here. I had like this little thing where I was gonna like turn around with like this panic-stricken look on my face and go, "I don't think Nunu came through the door." Oh!
Nunu gets to the room and has to cut himself because
Maybe the great eagle was called elsewhere.
Maybe.
The Great Eagle better show his punk ass up
there
here.
was
Hey, that's
something
true,
else
actually.
that he was needed for.
That's true.
It's almost like your father also, worships the great eagle or something.
I was about to say that Great
Yeah.
Eagle better bring his punk ass to Hero City. Fighting freaking extraplanar like agent of hatred over here.
It's gonna come in as a
Which
giant
is pretty much
eagle.
what that is.
Big
Let's see,
spectral
what did I
eagle.
what did I call? What are some of the dumb names I came up with? The very generic enemy names. The devouring darkness, the light smothered, and the tainted skies
Oh, I like
are
the
what
tainted
this
skies.
monster.
Is
It's what this thing
named.
has been called in legends and lore.
So cool.
The tainted skies. That would totally not jive
So
with an
cool.
eagle worshipping
I
clan.
like it.
Definitely not.
Don't taint my skies.
Get your taint
Yeah.
out of my sky.
Oh.
Now just think about what
I
little
was
light
thinking-
unleashed. Just think about what that rambunctious little light unleashed
Mm-hmm.
somewhere else in the world.
Jeez.
It all comes back to that emo boy in the
Oopsie.
Feywild.
Whoopsie.
Whoopsies.
Oh, whoops.
Oh, whoopsie.
Oh man.
So yes,
So good.
congratulations. Make a note of it, Vartosh.
Yeah, I'm
You
marking
have
it
an
on here.
MVRP point.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm
it.
excited to have Vartosh actually get some growth. Yeah, it's going in through the crossover episodes and having to go back to like hyper awful Vartosh, and then coming back to now when he's starting to actually develop and realize things about himself and his family and everything, and yeah, so I'm excited.
He's come a long way.
Oh, absolutely.
Great character
Yeah, he
development.
has.
Oh, there he goes.
Well, he got what he needed.
Yeah, it's
and then he
like-
left.
On that.
I'm gonna leave on
He
that
got
note.
what he's alright. I'm gonna head out.
He got his praise.
So,
Back from
how
war.
do people feel about tragic endings?
Don't kill
that's
him,
not
Papa.
ominous.
Don't kill the Papa's Papa.
Don't kill our daddies in this dungeon, Dungeon Daddy.
I mean, there can only be one set of
Try
heroes.
and say that a couple times.
As a just like a meta moment, I feel really bad for Yarba because like high level like melee damage dealers like really start to get outshone by casters. So I just imagine him down there just like swinging a flail. What the heck's he doing? He's doing his best. While like Ricket's like casting like meteor swarm and shit like that. Or not Ricket, but Ricket's father. I forget his name. What's his
Rickard.
name? Rickard. That's right. All right.
Alrighty,
fine.
Alright, is
well,
there
you're
anything
gonna
else
stop
we need to
this
say
one?
on recording? Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. Tragic. You mentioned tragic endings, Jackson.
Yeah, don't just drop that drama
Yes.
bomb in here.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just mulling around on some ways to end season 1. Who knows?
Get your old
Maybe
ominous
not.
ass.
Maybe not all the Papas die. Maybe just one.
Maybe they don't die.
It's true.
Maybe just something happens.
Maybe this guy's getting
well,
perma-stanked.
They get
Make.
banished to the fire plane.
I mean,
Just
make
saying.
it tragic. Make us
just
cry,
saying.
and also make our audience cry.
How are you gonna play 4 different guys?
Yeah.
By channeling Nick Cage, obviously.
You just assign one of us to play the other one's
Because this
father.
will
Yes.
be episode 14.
Oh, that'd be rad.
I was like, you guys already have your accents and stuff from your specific regions you grew up in. So you just speak for your father. I don't know.
I mean, fair.
I was gonna say like I'll play Yarba. Yeah, Yabble. We can take this guy down, Yabble.
Hey, Nunu!
Cold lightning.
Man. Yeah, just like a super deep
not know
voice
to do that!
Vartosh for your Varaton.
He just raises his maul in the air. By the power of Nunu!
Oh god,
Oh man.
I can't wait to get
Turns into a
spells.
monstrous hybrid eagle man.
Oh my god.
Joke's on you, he's a blood hunter who went path of lycanthropy, but he's a giant eagle man.
Yeah,
Sick.
I like it.
Is the great eagle.
That would be kind
Oh,
of sick.
shit.
Not gonna lie. Oh man. Or he's
It's
a
not too
druid.
late to make that a reality. Has Nunu ever
Oh,
bitten
no.
me?
Woohoo.
Well,
I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
just kind of put railroad tracks down in front of me as I'm going.
Hey.
That's fair.
All
Man, this
right.
is exciting.
Yeah.
Excited to see what
Indeed.
you have next, Jackson.
Man, I'm so stoked for next recording session now.
Yeah, that's a hell of a. It doesn't even feel like a cliffhanger. It feels more of like a rise to action.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, no, like getting through the very dull, slow build of the labyrinth. This is where you see, boom, it's starting to
Yeah.
climax. Like stuff is happening.
Yeah, for
This was
sure.
the big
I
ramp.
also can we just take a moment to value the virtues of heroism that Jackson put forward?
Yeah, that
and
was
one of them
so
being
cool.
what was the third one? The third one was so good. It was like the
Recognizing
value, of human
all
life.
life.
Don't look at me.
That was beautiful.
Which is so fitting that Vartosh did it, too, in a way. Like, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
So
we
what were
didn't
the
know
three
what the third
virtues?
one was.
It was
That- the
Clever
it
and
was clever-witted and inquisitive.
Bravery and heroic,
Bravery.
or
Brave of the heart, courageous, that kind of stuff, and then a value for all life, or I forget my
love it.
exact phrasing.
that
for
was
it.
about right.
This-
I love it.
seeing all life as being precious or something.
Yes. How much of the hero journey has the hero like just killing a bunch of people, and like it's never talked about like this heroic virtue of like, you know, all life is important and protecting people is important, and I just thought that was, I don't know why that struck me. That was just very poetic, and I liked it.
That's why, you know, it's like it's two choices for you guys. It's choices for you guys. We're like, kill one of you, kill this guy who's going to be a really good king, but he messes up in the end, or kill this guy that has no idea that he's a walking like plague. They were everyone was an innocent
had some
life.
Weird gray area.
Yeah, exactly.
It was really good.
Love a good moral dilemma.
That challenge was good. Oh yeah.
And you guys,
We did just
did
unleash a
what I
plague
thought
on a
you would
village,
do.
though.
And
Or did you?
and a calamity.
Possibly.
Don't forget about the
That's fair.
calamity.
Yeah,
An
don't forget about the
eventual calamity. All we have to do is hunt him down and kill him before he dies.
Yeah, not prevent the calamity some other way. Just straight up kill that dude.
Hey, remember how we value all life? This guy.
No.
Except for this dude.
I value it so much, I'm going to kill every one of them. Because that is the greatest
It will
save
spare
of life.
everyone.
And we spare
I
everyone.
love you too much. I must kill you.
See, that's why when we first started, I was like, if all of you die, I don't know how, because I have to question your choices at that point, because what I had planned was nothing involving death
Yeah.
of the party.
Yeah,
no,
for sure.
No TPKs?
No TPKs.
I didn't plan on it. Now, going forward, you are in a very hazardous environment.
This area is going to be rough, yeah.
Immediately casting mage armor.
Yeah.
We're gonna be a
Fair
bunch
enough.
of little like grease stains on the pavement out here.
I hope you like
Yeah.
dexterity saves, because
Oof.
you're doing one at the start of
Immediately.
next session.
I'm glad I have
No.
high dexterity.
In media res, cutting right back to running down the street as buildings are collapsing around you.
So we didn't
Straight
have
up
to get a
just
level
like-
up this episode, right?
Action movie.
I've been gracious enough with the 3 you have so far as children.
I know.
We are the strongest children.
That's right. I mean, our stats are still garbage.
Yes, but
So.
you're children with
I
some
know.
exceptional abilities.
True.
Dungeon Daddy School for Exceptional Children.
No, this is an excellent episode, Jackson.
Yep.
Yeah, I
this is
enjoyed
good.
that a lot.
All right.
Does that mean I can stop recording?
Yeah, let's do
Yes.
it.
Sure.